the finale of the reel and you being left out. And we were like, this is wrong. And Jeannie's like, what do we do? What do we do? We were not aware of this, and this is obviously not okay. Right now, like, let's have the conversation with her. And that's where it begins. Like, you can't let somebody feel whack and not reach out. That's just who we are and who people should be in general.
Yeah, number one first is friends first.
Always.
First part of that is like, I thought about your feelings. I was like, oh man, like, that doesn't feel good to be left out of anything. And number two, I wouldn't want you to think that this was something knowingly done on our behalf, you know? Right. So that's why calling you was so important. And it was important not just to call Adrienne. I was like, a FaceTime, because I want all I want all of it. I am about, when I have something to say, text messages get misconstrued, tone. Somebody could be yawning when they're like, I'm sorry. And then it doesn't read the same. No, bitch. We are here, and we're like, are you okay? Because we didn't know about that, and it was such an emotional day. And honestly, I like, when I watched the reel,
like, I cried through the whole thing.
Yeah, we were so emotional, and I remember eye contacting with Adrienne, because really, like, Garcelle's like living her last season. Lonnie's like being COVID safe. So me and Adrienne were really giving each other the like eyeballs of like, can you believe this long? So I really missed about half of it. So
and it wasn't even crying about it being over. Like, we actually said we were not going to cry because I think we were at such peace with it ending. But it was like, more than anything for us, it was watching how far we've come.
Yep.
We didn't recognize it literally started, all I remember seeing was, hi, I'm Jeannie Mai. Hi, I'm Adrienne Bailon. And then we literally didn't watch the rest. We were like, can you believe who we were then? Like, it was so strange. So it was an emotional moment for us.
I was crying about our budget on first couple seasons of makeup, but go on. Go on.
Done. And so when
like, we discovered the lash like halfway through,
we were like, this is not okay. And you shouldn't stand alone, and you shouldn't have to feel alone in saying that that's not okay.
Well, I was actually at the movies about to watch my co-star Jay Ellis in Top Gun, and running on the edge, highway to the danger zone. And I was like, oh, they calling me. And I stepped out, you know, and when I came back in, like, my man was like, you mad happy right now. And I was like, because to be loved.
Just do the right thing, man.
I know that feeling.
Just do the right thing. Like, it doesn't take a lot to just do the right thing. That's all.
But people really act like it does. People really act like, especially these days, I just feel like we're getting so much more examples of people just doing the wrong thing that it becomes like a responsibility to like be loud about doing the right thing, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're having to counter this like constant, like, we're just going through so much as a society, as a country, we're seeing so much negativity that it's like, how do you counter that without just being quiet to yourself? Like, damn, that's whack. It's like, you have to be loud. I want to shout out just all the people who have like made it their business to be like, that was fucked up. Amanda was dope on the show. That shouldn't have happened. Because, you know, like, the negativity can be so much louder. And all of us on here can attest to, when you're in a public space, like when you're on a show, like, the internet shows up in a different way in your life. Yes. And it can be really intense
and bad for your mental well-being.
It can also feel very segregating and lonely. And perception is everything on the internet, sadly.
And
like,
that sucks.
Out there seems like it's the real thing. And more than anything, we just love you, Amanda. We just want to make sure, like, always, like cut to the cord. Like, the check-in is important. Like, how you doing?
Always.
Good.
Always.
You know. Yeah.
And I love y'all. And we, you know, I feel like when I came on that show, you know, it was a surprise for everybody, for all the hosts, and, you know, everyone had to like take a step back and like, okay, and deal with it. And it was really like not fair even how I was brought into the mix, but ultimately, like, we did our best, you know, with the way that the circumstances were. We did our best, and we tried to, you know, really talk about topics, and you know, you all tried to like make me a part of like, okay, this is where Amanda's role is. I mean, even like figuring out where someone's gonna sit at the table is like a thing. You know, Jeannie would be on the end of the table. Y'all don't understand the shit Jeannie used to say to me between commercials, okay?
Oh,
like,
I
Amanda,
do,
but
because
tell
I
me
sat
you got
next
the
to her
answers,
for like
Amanda,
6
give me.
years. Jeannie, were we Southside for how long? For 6
We
years?
were Southside for about 3 seasons, maybe, and then you know
No,
what they
longer
did?
than that.
Was it longer? Here's what they did, though,
4 or 5
Adrienne. Now
years.
looking back, what they did was the same thing teachers be doing in class when you don't want to put the two bad
Separated us.
ones together. They broke us up,
Separated us.
girl. They broke us up specifically to get us to shut the fuck up. That's what they did.
It didn't work, because then I would
work.
get in trouble. People would be like, stop talking between the breaks. I'm like, she's asking me questions, I gotta answer. Like,
What's funny is,
we have things to say.
what's funny is, I loved, because I already was a fan, and I knew you, and I loved your work from Smart, Funny, and Black. And when you sat next to me, I started to learn more of your mannerisms based on the way you would handle those cards. Like, man, let me see. I got a cup holder here.
But Amanda got some really pretty hands. I've been saying that since I knew her in New York. I'd be like, Amanda has the prettiest hands. Show your hands.
She
Show your hands.
does. She does. She's got no, like, this
Big
knuckle.
nail
She doesn't
beds,
have the
just
big
very
knuckle.
pretty hands.
Did you say I don't have a big knuckle? I have
But
a
like,
slender.
Yes, yes.
Nice
but I would
nail
see
beds.
those hands, and if she came out with her card, she'd be prepared, and she'd have her thing, and she'd be like, she'd sit like this, like ready for girl chat, like, let's get into girl chat, yay! And then like if she wasn't feeling what was saying, or she didn't like the way it was going, it would be a.
That is so real.
That's facts. Straight like, you know,
Wait,
let
you
me
have
get
cards
my,
right now?
let me-
You have cards right now?
Yes. These are different topics from my stand-up, because I'm going on tour. Everybody who's watching, I'll be on tour, the Amanda Seales Black Outside Again tour. Go to AmandaSeales.com
I already know.
get your tickets.
I'm going.
You're gonna be in
These are some
Atlanta.
of the things.
Yep, you're gonna be in Atlanta at the end of fall or something, and I'm gonna try to make it. Yep. I already
Yes.
looked it up. I know you're gonna
What
be
date
at the
am I
Fox
in?
I
Theater.
will be there.
It's the Fox Theater or
Yep.
something like
Smart,
that.
Funny, and Black is going to be at the Fox Theater in
He
Atlanta
knows.
I be
on
knowing.
October 15th.
I be knowing.
October 15th. Yes, Jeannie, I'm impressed. Yes, we got to bring Mr. Jenkins through, you know? Got to do it. No, y'all are funny. I never knew that. I mean, you know what's funny too? It's like people don't understand. Like, we would be talking about things in real time. Like, it's live. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're talking about these topics, like you've had like a conversation with a producer, but it's still different than like being all together. And then you're like reacting in real time. And people would be like, Amanda and Jeannie are fighting. I'm like, no, Amanda and Jeannie are two passionate people that are talking about the thing that they're talking about. And you just happen to be here seeing it happen. And I'd be like, so y'all don't talk, like y'all don't have any of that in your life? Yes, you do.
People
Y'all
also
do.
don't realize the comfortability you have to have those conversations. Like, you can't debate with somebody like on a certain level if you're not at a comfortability level. I always felt like I could argue with Jeannie because she was somebody I was closest to. And I knew that when it was over, I could be like, I was trying to get my point across. And it would move on.
That is the truth, Adrienne.
Yeah.
In your circle of friends, you already know. Think about when you come into like a party and you keep the conversation like surface, light. Everybody's like, it's a yes and type of a flow.
Yes.
But when you're with your girlfriends, you're like, bitch, I am going to check you right now. Where are you getting this? Stop. Stop.
Where are
like,
you? What are the facts? Where are your receipts for this? This is not making any sense. This is not adding up.
And if you really genuinely come from a loving, respectful place, then you let each other have your differences, and then you love each other the same because you're all going to the same place. Growth. You know what I mean? You're all going to the same place. Love. Like it should be that way. You're absolutely right.
Someone in here was like, you know, I loved when Amanda wore her afro, and that was because like it had gotten to a point where I was so like worn out, and I was like, you know what? I just want to wear my shit as basic as possible. And then I was like, you know what? I can kill two birds with one stone. I could wear my shit as basic as possible and simultaneously be revolutionary. So
I loved
why
it.
Why not? That
I
was the
think
best.
we reposted you on our socials for XIXI because you had our necklace on with your fro. And it's like, people were like, you look stunning. Like, it was such a dope, it was a vibe, it was a movement, it was a look, but it was a statement.
It was a statement, honey. And I was like, you know what? I didn't
When
have
I
to put
said
gel in my
when I
hair
said
every morning.
when I said we should have included a few like great moments of Amanda's in the reel. Which ones
Jeannie's
did I say?
argument was
Which
you
ones did
should have
I
shown the
say?
fro.
I said, why couldn't they
Jeannie's
show the
arguments
fro?
to the execs was, you at least should have shown the fro.
I said just one would have said it. Just one would have said it.
That's our argument.
That's it. I don't need a
Show the fro.
retrospective. I don't need, I didn't need y'all to like show a video, like a slow motion video, like in memoriam. You know what I'm saying? But look, just a little shot of the fro. I was there. The fro was there. The fro was there. Well, shout out to y'all. So wait, because people are like, what's next? People are always like, what's next? Like, niggas can't chill. We can never just like have a relaxed moment. But what's next for the lovely ladies, Jeannie Mai, Adrienne Bailon, and Amanda Seales? What's next?
Well, I would like an invite to Camp New Breed next time. That's what I would like. So the next time you plan on doing this, I would like an invite.
Ditto.
But I mean, the biggest thing in my life that could have ever never planned on happening is being a mom. And I gotta tell you, just these, and you guys hear me talk about Coco a lot already, so I'm not even gonna go into it hardcore, but I don't want to miss the moment. So right now she's barely grasping things and putting it in her mouth. I'm gonna start feeding her, which I can't wait to give her a lemon. I can't wait to teach her what watermelon mixed with mint tastes like. I really want to teach she ain't having any nuggets in her life. We are not going for the kids menu.
No nuggets.
That's actually, yeah.
She's driving through LA. It's janky.
Stay with it, Jeannie.
It's so janky. LA is so janky with its service. While we're waiting for Jeannie, what's up with you, Miss Bailon?
Okay, my dream would be to open up Camp New Breed to like everyone and just have you have an experience of love and just let people love on you. And that would be my dream in life. So there's
that's attainable,
right?
You make everything happen.
Come on.
Let me tell y'all about Adrienne. Let me just tell y'all about Adrienne real quick, because I used to be like, man, people be like, Adrienne's not smart. Adrienne's this. I'm like, first of all, Adrienne's a whole entrepreneur. So like, let's like cut it out. Adrienne is an independent artist. And that's the thing. Like, it's one thing to be on a show, but the show wasn't paying us shit anyway. So it's not like you can just like live off this show and just relax. No, in the time that Adrienne was doing this show, she had her own show going on, right? All things YouTube. Adrienne. She launched a whole clothing line. She launched a whole bag line, and she like found the love of her life. They like, y'all like don't understand. I have learned so much from you, Aid. Like, just as on business, I've learned so much from you on business, and then I've been loved on so much from you and your family. And like, I've just like this pandemic has been incredibly just frustrating for everybody in a number of different ways. But I remember like crossing my fingers that my test was going to come back positive so I could come by the house and be with your family.
We would have had you. We would have been like, my mom would have been cooking for you. We would have got you right back to health.
Like, and I came by and like, we were in the pool for like 12 hours. Like, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. But like that, you have
you because there's a child that's inside of you that's so beautiful. Like, I love that you can tap into that with Harry Potter, and like, that's so dope. It's one of my favorite things about you.
So we sound like the Erykah Badu, Jill Scott verses right now, where it's like, girl, I fuck with you. Girl, I fuck with you. Like, all we need is crystals and incense. But I just, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the way y'all show up and the way that y'all have like really made it your business to always make me feel affirmed throughout this entire experience. And that means a lot.
I will always be that for you. And I pray that you see that. And I know one of the first things that you and I on the phone is, you're right. It can be a very lonely place when you're the only one speaking out. And I have always said that I think you have inspired me on such a level, because throughout my life, I've recognized that the fear that I've had to speak out, I just would sit there like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And there was times where you literally would be like, stand up for yourself, like speak out. And I need that. And I love that you are that for me. And I really appreciate it. We can all learn from that. We can all learn from being like, yo, super justice oriented and just right is right and wrong is wrong. And speak out for those that don't have a voice. And I've been the voiceless for a long time. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, now you're loud. Adrienne's out here like, I will not stand for this. This is unacceptable, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I will be off-putting.
I will be off-putting. I will be unagreeable.
Jesus, help me.
Well, Jeannie,
if I'm a lot, well then go find less.
Jeannie, you got cut off.
You were talking about Coco and being a mother.
Oh yeah, so I'm excited to be able to catch all the milestones, and then I do have a new project coming out on Amazon that I can't announce right now, but it'll come out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
All right.
Hang on.
No, is it going bad? Sorry, guys.
The machines don't want us to win.
I don't.
Oh, Jeannie. Somebody said the Uber Wi-Fi be funny. I'm done.
I was like, damn, like
Amazon just tapped in and was like, she's not supposed to say this. Amazon
was like,
Watch it. Watch it. That is hysterical. Oh, I think she's back. Jeannie? What? You resilient?
If I'm reading charades, she was saying like, my Wi-Fi is messed up. Y'all go do your thing. Like, I love y'all. Bye.
Somebody said baby Jeannie giving East Asian Donna Summer vibes. I'm here for all of it. We're going to look out for the project on Amazon. We got you. I'm doing Raven's Home. Super excited to be back with Raven. I've loved her all these years. So just coming back to Raven's Home has been so much fun, and reprising Alana Rivera. What else? I am filming something for myself to kind of document my fertility journey, which I never spoke about just because I felt like it was too sacred to speak about. So I'm trying to gather that together and do that.
I'm so proud of you. That's dope. I feel like I feel like just in having that fellowship and sharing,
where I
not
like
feeling like you got to keep it so private and close to your chest.
Yeah.
I have chills.
I wanted to share it from I don't think you ever heal from that sort of journey that was painful and that loss. But I feel like after coming from camp, I just had like this, I feel like I can do it from a somewhat healed place and hopefully help somebody. So we shall see. We shall see.
You're 1 million. Listen, on my podcast, I did an episode about going through my miscarriage, and it was a healing process. It was a healing for me to like get it out, but I was really just so honored to be able to have helped so many other people in their experience.
That's it. It ain't even about me. Yeah.
I always say, like, our transparency is a part of our philanthropy at this point. Like, when you're able to share these spaces, it's particularly just women's spaces, because so much of the things that we go through are like inconvenient for people to talk about. So it just doesn't get spoken about and people feel alone. But
and I think there's a part of it that it makes no sense. There's shame attached to it. You feel like embarrassed. You feel like somebody would be like, well, maybe the guy don't want to give you a baby. Like, it's just there's so much attached to it. So I feel like that's going to be, that to me will be probably one of my greatest accomplishments, to be able to share that, because I honestly don't think I was strong enough to prior to. So we shall see.
Well, you were also being drained being on this show. So I feel like, you'll be in a healthier space.
And I didn't want to share it in that either. I feel like there's certain places for certain things, and that just wasn't the place for me to share that. I feel like when you share it in a certain platform, it gives people to have an opinion that can come at you in a way that I wasn't prepared for, and that maybe I'm just not strong enough for. So yeah.
No, people just give you the evil eye, and you're like, I don't want the
Please
evil
don't.
eye. I don't need the evil eye. Come over here. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for just being willing to share that with the people. I feel like they're gonna really love that. I have this thing where like I'm always a host. Like, do you see me about to close this out like a host? Like,
And I love
thank
it.
y'all for joining us here at Hanging
Love
with
it.
My Friends.
Do it, girl.
I'm your host, Amanda Seales. Shout out to my guests today, Adrienne Bailon, Adrienne Entrepreneur Bailon, Jeannie Mai, and you can catch me on tour. That's what I'm really focusing on right now. So my next thing is I'll be on the road doing stand-up. I haven't done stand-up this whole pandemic.
And you kill that space.
Thank you. Listen, Pusha T once told me, he called me after he watched my special on the plane, and he was like, "You're gonna be good at this forever. You're gonna be good at this forever." And I was like, really? And the only reason I bring up Push is because that's one of the most critical people ever in the world. Like, Pusha T only, like, he's very finicky, very picky about like things. And so any of your friends that are like that, if they're giving you a compliment, take that shit. Did you hear anything I said? Because you're
I did. My phone just did something strange, and I was like, "What happened?"
No, it'll be like, "Oh, you're on pause because some shit is going down." But no, I love you. Shout out to Jeannie. I love her too. And all
I
y'all
can't wait to see you. I'm coming to see you on tour.
You got to come on stage. You got to come on stage. You got to come on stage. I mean, that's just what it is. AmandaSeales.com. Get your tickets. And shout out to everyone who's shown me love. And shout out to my Adrienne and Jeannie who have all shown me love.
I love you.
Happy Sunday, y'all.
Bye, babe.